I think the people that went in there were more like neighbors.
At the Wash Park property?
Yeah.
Well, that's no good.
It's so much word of mouth.
Right. You just create the energy around the property, right? Like I tell people all the time when they have listings that are not going, my answer is the same. Do something that creates energy. Do something that creates energy. Okay, so we have a class at 2 today. Someday I'm gonna start starting the time.
When do summit tickets come out? They're not out yet, are they? Oh wait, they just raffled off.
They raffle them off at every rally. So make sure you are registering for the rallies.
I was here at the last one too, but can we purchase them or should I wait and see if I get lucky and win one?
I don't know that they're for sale yet.
Okay.
I wouldn't buy one yet.
Okay.
It's not gonna sell out. But I would even though we do the rallies from here,
Right.
I would still register so you get your name in the drawing.
Okay.
We did have an agent win one last week or last month. All right. I don't know where everybody is. Should I text everybody?
I'm ready for it to get a little bit warmer.
What, before I start texting everybody?
No, just in general.
Yeah, me too. I'm over the cold. This has been a cold winter. All right, so who's not here? Who's not here that normally is here?
Jack. Diane. Mark.
Anna. Now, Mark moved to Summit County, but he's still coaching with me. Oh, here comes some people. I was getting ready to start texting people and find out where all you all were. Sound check, 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me? Anybody?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Nikki. Can you voice to me because I want to make sure the sound bar is working, somebody?
Hi, Margaret.
Thank you. Okay, where are all the rest of our friends? Who are we missing? Estrella's not here. Chris isn't here. So while I'm doing this, tell me something good. Who's got some good news to share? I know there's some. Nikki?
Why you gotta call me out?
Well, because you have good news to share.
Which good news?
I don't know. Which ones do you want to share?
We're getting clear to close this week to close next week.
Woohoo! This is on your buyer, right?
Right.
What did you do over the weekend? What'd you have to work your way through?
Stress.
Be more specific.
So we had an appraisal come in very low, lower than we were anticipating, or low in general. So we had to negotiate with the seller to bring the purchase price down. At first we negotiated a little too low, but then the seller decided to meet us halfway. So we are 10,000 under what we wanted to be, but we are on the right track to close.
Yep. Love it, love it, love it, love it. So appraisals are coming in low. Typical this time of year. Because what's happening in the market right now? What are prices doing? Do you guys know?
They're increasing.
Prices are increasing and appraisers look at what?
My appraiser looked at the last 6 months.
They look in the rear view mirror, right? They look at historical, right? So if prices are going up, they're typically going to be higher than the historicals. So what do you do when an appraisal comes in low? Well, let me give you some hints. First thing, look at it. See if the appraiser blew it. Maybe they missed something. Maybe they missed a comp. Maybe they missed an adjustment. Don't tell them the adjustments they are wrong. Like if they're adjusting 7,500 for a garage and you adjusted 10,000, please don't tell them they should have used 10,000. Right? You want to be their partner. You want to be their friend when you're the buyer's agent. The other thing is get the listing agent involved. That phone call looks like this. Hey, listing agent, this is Margaret at Keller Williams. Hey, I wanted to talk with you. We got the appraisal back and it came in low. And, you know, I've kind of looked through it myself, but would love it if you could take a moment and look through it as well. Because my buyers were willing to go back if we can find the right argument. We're willing to go back and ask for them to reevaluate it. Now, I'm going to tell you, the likelihood of the appraiser going up in value is usually slim to none. But when you have tried that and you've partnered with the listing agent, and when they won't make their mind, what does your buyer think of you? That you're out there working for them, right? You're trying to help them get this solved. What does the listing agent think of you? That you're a partner, right? You're someone who's trying to get this deal to the closing, to the value at the contract. When the appraiser puts his heels in the sand, which is what they normally will do, that's when you get to have the most fun of your career. You get to negotiate. Do you guys all know you were going to become negotiation experts? It's my favorite part, finding a way to make it a win-win. So Nikki and I talked a lot this weekend about this. And I said, yeah, you could, by the way, you guys, the appraisal came in $19,000 short. We're not talking about chump change. Okay, that's a hefty miss. And so I said, yeah, we could go in and say, we only want to pay the value of the appraisal. But here's the conversation you want to have with your buyer. You already know that appraisal is low. I know it's low. The listing agent knows it's low and the seller knows it's low. What kind of a jerk are we being when we're saying we're not willing to help close that gap? Now, there's a great book out there called Never Split the Difference that talks about negotiating. And so Nikki talked through with her buyers what the pros and the cons were of every possible scenario. Okay, and they immediately did not go up $9,500. They went up $4,000. Seller goes, no, that's not how we're playing this. Seller came down 10, they came up 9. Everybody's happy, we're closing. Okay. The key to negotiations is twofold, but the number one thing is talk to people. I'm sorry, all of you that like to text, all of you that like to send emails, those are important. Okay. But when you talk to people, you can hear the inflection in their voice. You can hear the tones in their voice. If Nikki would have sent a text message that said, my client wants to offer you $515,000, wants to only pay $4,000 of the gap. Sorry, too bad. That's what we're willing to do. How would that have been received? Not well, right? And I'm going to assume she did what she was coached to do. Pick up the phone, call the listing agent, have a good conversation. The good conversation was, look, your list price was originally $5,000 less than our contract price. So if we start there, now we're only $14,000 apart. We're not $20,000 apart. My buyers have looked at their finances, like she really got some tonality going. My buyers have looked at their finances, talked to their lender. This is where they're comfortable playing. Had she just sent a text, she probably wouldn't be celebrating this morning. Okay. All right. Who else has got some good news to share? Taylor? Taylor V. I got two Taylors today.
We had a very eventful open house this weekend and I door knocked on Friday with Casey, which is something that we both didn't want to do, but I think it played out well. A lot of the neighbors came by and it was one of the most fun open houses I've ever done. All the neighbors were super kind and people that were coming in were greeted by neighbors and they were like, this is the best neighborhood to live in ever. So it's definitely a different feeling when you door knock and have actual commotion at your open houses.
Right. So tell me why you didn't want to go door knock.
I think for door knocking, you have to have a very distinct purpose. So this was one of the times where there was a good purpose to go door knocking. Everyone wants to know why this house is almost $300,000 more than the rest of the houses that were bought for or going for. So everyone was definitely very interested, but I don't know, we sit in an office all day long, so you don't get out there as much. It's just something that's could hinder you. Might not be something that you want to do, but it definitely pays off. So
Yeah. How many of you feel like you need to get more exercise? Raise your hands. Nobody? Taylor, Diana, I do. Okay. How many of you are so excited that the weather is turning and it's actually not going to be freezing cold outside? Me. How many of you want to spend time outside? Me, except in June during pine pollen season. Okay. How many of you want to grow your business? Everybody should be raising their hands, right? How many of you want to, if you're going to spend the time doing an open house, how many of you want to create energy around that open house? Okay. Door knocking fits all those bills. I reworked my calendar this year so that Stacy and I can do more door knocking on Fridays. I love to go door knocking on Friday afternoons because twofold. A lot of people only work half days on Fridays. So I'm typically going to find more people home. It's a great way to end the week. I'm getting out in the sunshine. I'm getting outside and I'm building energy around my open houses or for whatever my purpose of door knocking might be. Okay. The more energy you create around your open houses, the more activity you get. Okay. And how many leads did you get, Taylor? How many pieces of paper did you show me that were actually like leads? 3?
probably 3, yeah.
3 leads. And when that house goes under contract, I dare you and Casey to go back and door knock the neighborhood again and talk about the fact the house is under contract.
Well, actually, when we were door knocking, one kind gentleman was like, oh, 825, love to see that. So I definitely especially want to door knock again because he's interested and it sparks people's interest and those are the people that you want to stay in contact with.
Okay. Will you share your script? You just knocked on my door and I opened it. What did you say to me?
I introduced myself. I said, hi, my name is Taylor Bondrak. I'm with Keller Williams. We are inviting all the neighbors to our open house today. It's going to be tomorrow, obviously say the times, and it was also on Sunday. Just wanted to leave a flyer with you and feel free to join us.
That's it?
Yeah.
And you walked away?
Everyone was really nice.
All right.
I went up to the no soliciting signs as well, but I don't leave anything.
Can I give you a plus?
Yes.
Okay. So I love what you did. I loved what you did. Here's my next sentence. You guys write this down, take out a piece of paper, get ready to go. This house is stunning and the market is picking back up. We are anticipating that we are going to have multiple offers on this property. So my question to you is, who in this neighborhood do you know that is considering or needs to sell their home in the next, and I always do 60 to 90 days, 60 to 90 days that I should be talking to? You got to ask that question because why are we out door knocking? Just to invite people to a party?
I was scared of that.
No, but that's okay. I told you this was a plus. I'm proud of what you did. Okay. We're going to get multiple. We strongly believe we're going to have more than one buyer for this house. And unfortunately, I only have one house. That's what I usually say. Who do you know in the neighborhood that's thinking or needs to sell their home in the next 60 to 90 days that I need to know? Okay. I will tell you this. If you ask that question and you watch their face, if they are considering selling, their face gets quirky. And you will recognize it. I promise you will recognize it. Okay. That's my favorite question. Who do you know? When you have the neighbors at the open house, in your conversation with the neighbors at the open house, why do neighbors come to open house? Somebody tell me why you think that is.
This one was upgraded, so I know all the neighbors wanted to see all the upgrades and what they could do to their own home.
Okay.
They're also nosy.
Yeah, and that was the same for the one that was.
You think maybe they're thinking about selling too? Wow. Okay, I can see what I need to do now to get 800,000 for my house. Okay, your nosy neighbors are future sellers. Right? So have great conversations with them. Follow up back around with them. Okay. Love it. All right. Great job, Taylor. Love it, love it, love it. All right. Who else has got good news to share? Anybody else? I do. Anybody want to know what it is? No? Nobody wants, okay, you guys, I'm going to make you get up and do jumping jacks pretty soon.
What is your good news, Margaret?
Thank you. Well, according to Facebook, I said that I was going to announce the winners of the Love and Unlistings contest. Did y'all know we had a Love and Unlistings contest in the month of February? And what was the goal for Love and Unlistings? Get listings. Well, as a team, we got some. It was not one of our best years in results in February. And I think part of it is I lost 3/4 of the month being sick, and that didn't help me. Okay, so I wasn't here to keep you pumped up and keep you going. So I'll own that. All right. So the winners are, we had a two-way tie for second place. So what I'm going to do for second place is I'm going to combine the value. So the awards were, first place gets $150 credit at Oakley Signs to buy whatever they want, a panel, branded or open house signs, whatever they want. Second place was $100 at Oakley Signs, and 50 was, or third place was $50 at the Red Store to buy logo wear. So first place will still be 150. The two-way tie, I'm just splitting the money, and it's $75 each at the sign store. Okay. And so with one new listing each, in second place was Elena Dorland and our very own Nikki Garcia, whose listing goes on the market when? Oh, she's working.
End of March, beginning of April.
There we go. I love it, love it, love it. And first place goes to, anybody want to guess?
Is it Momentum Group as well, or just coaching?
It's
Nikki
all-
and Amanda.
It's Nikki and Amanda. And I handicapped them, right? Because they have a good listing business as it is. So I take their average number of listings last year per month, and that's where they have to start. So they have to get to that point just to be at 0. And they had 4. So they, even with the handicap, they won. Next year, who's going to take them down? Who is going to take them down next year?
I hope.
No, hope's not a strategy, but we're going to, okay? We need somebody different. But how do we do this, right? How do we get our business going so that we consistently have a listing-based business? Okay. First of all, I need to do this part first. How many of you are scared to go on a listing appointment?
I'll do it, but
Yeah, I'm surprised y'all didn't raise your hands. Okay. Even if you've had a listing, you're probably like going, I'm sure I could do it better. How many of you would love to be a fly on the wall for the #1 team in our market center 2 years in a row and watch them do what they do in a listing? You all get to. We are going to do a live listing with the Hackenbergs. So our skills lab on March 15th, which is a Wednesday, I'm looking at my Facebook post. I made the time 12:30 to 2:39. It's actually 2:30. It'll probably end even a little bit early. But we are going to do for you a listing consultation that is real. We have a real property that is being considered to be sold. We have a real seller who's not going to be the easiest person to work with. The only thing we won't do is we're not going to do the walkabout in the house. Okay? How many of you would like to see that? How many of you are going to come to Old Town and join me?
So is it like a Zoom? Are we like watching them?
I'm not telling the whole story. All I'm telling you is I wouldn't miss this if my life depended on it. And getting listings, your life does. So I think that is a great, great skill to help all of you guys. I was looking at the calendar. I know that I try and like not bring my phone in because I see too much crap, but I'm trying to find the calendar for March because there's some really great classes coming and I want to make sure it's on your radar. Now, here's what I know. How many of you are like going, Margaret, there's so many great classes. I could sit in class all day long. Some of you have been having this conversation with you. Okay. So I want you to pick maybe one class a week that's your best ones. Now, I'm always going to tell you what I think would help you guys based on where you guys are in your career. Right. And so this week, tomorrow, here is a great class from 10 to 11, and you get one free FREE CE credit. Every single person on this phone got your license last year, right? So you all had to renew in December or before. So y'all need to start accumulating CE credits. Okay. So this one's free. It's understanding an O&E report. Do you guys even know what an O&E report is? Anybody ever seen one? Okay. Come and learn how to read an O&E, learn what it's teaching you. So that will be with, and you got to register for that class because Miss Kwame always brings food. Okay. On Wednesday, 4:30 to 5:30. Looks like Mitch is doing a class about the different lending programs that they have at CMG Home Loans. Understanding the different things that are available, right? I had a lender who sends me his stuff every week, and he was talking about his doctor programs. Okay. I have a few doctors in my life, right? I got a few people in the medical world, right? These are great things for you to be aware of so that you can think about when you're talking to people, right? So when I go to my dentist next week, I can talk to her about this loan program. When I go see my doctor, or when I go see a nurse, okay? Hopefully we don't have to go see those people very often, right? Wow, there's some good stuff this week, right? Learn how to create a Facebook ad in Command. Anybody's doing Facebook ads, right? Saturday's dual career coaching. For those of you, even though you're not dual career, we invite you to these. That's why we tell you what's out there. How many of you went to Bria's social media class that she had in December? Her video class. How to do a video. Anybody?
I did.
How was it, Taylor?
It was pretty good. Her and Charles did like a very good job of explaining like how to utilize like to make like a reel. They really focus on Instagram reels versus like TikTok or anything else, because if you make a reel or a TikTok, you can convert it back and forth to each other pretty simply. And then they just explained a lot about like how like she also just did a like I don't know if she did a class, or I know she sent me an email about it at least, where she posted a video about how to actually get the leads from the video or like social media in general, which I've yet to watch, but I'm going to try and watch it today. But anything that Bria puts out social media wise is actually pretty good. And I follow her on social media and it seems like she gets a lot of interaction by herself anyways.
Right? You're right, Taylor, right? Bria's not a door knocker. You're not gonna find her outdoor knocking. You're not gonna find her on the phone cold calling. You're not gonna find her out doing open houses. She built a very big business in Austin, Texas, being in the top 25% of the market center year over year over year, using YouTube and social media. Okay. For those of the reason why that's great for dual career, right? And I'm looking at a couple of you who are even in this room that are dual career, right? Nikki's on the phone booking reservations at Yellowstone, and Taylor's going to school. So to me, that's as much dual career as anything, right? And some of the other ones, if you guys have some of Christina still cutting hair, we're gonna fix that problem. But when you're shooting videos, right? I always tell you guys, don't call people after 9 o'clock at night unless your house is on fire. But when can you shoot a YouTube video? When the kids are in bed, when the husband's sleeping in the recliner, right? All of those things, that's when you can go do those things, and you can load them at any point in time. So I would encourage you to come Saturday to Dual Career. I think that's a really great class. She even got Jim Carroll to shoot a video, which was hilarious. Okay. The following week, obviously, the Productivity Skills Lab is going to be huge. You might as well just come to the Market Center because they have the Intro to the Home inspection. Oh, guess what? It's another CE credit. How many of you have ever been to a home inspection?
What day is that?
That is also on the 15th at 11 o'clock. Okay. Home inspections, it's a good idea to know what they are, right? I think that's going to be great. One of our actual inspectors is coming in to do that. And then what your buyers expect you to know about home loans. I don't know who's doing that one. So those are some classes for the next 2 weeks. Okay. Make sure you're looking at the calendar. It's in the office Facebook page. But lots and lots and lots of good stuff coming your way. Okay. All right. What is on your mind? Talk to me, guys. How many of you are feeling stuck? Anybody? How many of you don't know what to do? How many of you are sitting at home not doing anything? Okay. So I'm going to help you today. Okay. So I'm going to get my little Word document out. First, I'm going to do this. And we don't need to look at that. All right. So this is really hard because this is higher now and I can't type on it. Okay. So tell me, how many of you guys have a vendor list? If somebody calls you and says, I need A, do you have a vendor list?
I do.
Okay. How many of you wish you had a better vendor list? Okay. So somebody holler out to me, what kind of a vendor do you need in your world?
A
Give me one.
plumber. A
You need a
plumber.
plumber. Okay. We need a plumber. What else do we need?
A roofer.
You need a painter. We need a roofer. Okay.
A handyman.
Oh, big one. What else? Now these are real needs.
I even put on mine like personal services I use, like the lady I go to my lashes, the lady that does my hair, the like people in somebody's local community that if they just move here from out of state, they know nobody.
Okay. So you need an eyelash tech, Taylor? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, so like anyone personal services, you could just put anyone like that does personal services.
Okay. But I want to know what somebody here needs on their vendor list. What do you need? I need a lawn guy. I need a lawn mowing
Yeah.
service.
Probably a contractor if anyone wants to do anything.
A what? A
Contractor.
general contractor?
Maybe somebody who also does like home remodeling.
Okay, so that's the general contractor. Okay.
Electrician.
You need an electrician. Okay, what else do you need?
I don't, but probably a cleaning.
House cleaners? For routine or move outs?
Both.
Okay,
Oh, HVAC.
okay,
Movers.
huh?
Movers.
Ubers.
Movers.
Movers. Okay, all right, so Here's what we're gonna do. We got our list, right? So I want you to pick one that you want in your business right now, that you need. Okay? Then we're going to do this text. Hi. I have a client who is looking for a fill in the blank. And my guy or gal is currently booked. Do you know anyone I should reach out to that is in this profession? In this, reach out to who does this and that you've had a good experience with. Thanks, me, whoever you are. Okay, got it? Everybody got that? Everybody know which one you're going to text? Yes? No?
Yep.
Maybe? Sorta? Margaret, what are you going to make us do? I'm not picking up the phone. I don't call people. And I'm not going to make you. What we're going to do this week's letters is P&L for phone calls and D as in David for text messages. So we're going to take the D as in David's. So you're going to go to your phone and you're going to go to your D's and you're going to start texting the people in your world. Oh, you know what everybody needs right now? A tax professional. Okay. So I want everybody right now to take that text and you're going to pick one of these vendors that you do need in your vendor list. Okay. And we're going to just start sending it out to people. Okay. And the nice part is copy and paste is a beautiful thing.
Another great one that I just thought of was an insurance agent.
Yep. Yeah, we could do that too. We have David Fear. So I try and be very loyal to the vendors that are loyal to us, but yes. I can't believe this. Margaret's letting you play on your phone during class. Can you believe that?
I don't know if anyone would be interested, but I would love more script and role play partners.
Okay, we can do a little bit of that today too. Go. Okay, text number 1, done. Copy. I'm seriously doing this to people that I'm like going, I literally just talked to them last week. Three. Come on, who's going to do more than me? 4. How many of you guys doing? I can't hear you. Oops, I almost sent it to Aunt Janice in Iowa. She can't help me. If it's somebody that may not know you right away, that's okay. Yes, good excuse to send something to this guy. All right. Okay, how many did you send? 8. 3,
To
2. Anybody else send any? Oops, Diana, you're on mute.
I sent one, but I was looking for people that live here and not in Texas.
I know, that's the tricky part, right? I almost sent one to Aunt Janice in Iowa, so I hear you.
Mhm.
All right, Christina, Taylor, Nikki, did you get a couple texts fired off? Here's what's interesting. I sent 8 because I just copy pasted. I'm really quick. And I already got an answer back from one of them. Okay. Now, did that hurt? Was that painful? What if you sent out a text message like that once a week to whatever the text letter of the week is? Okay. Because it's going to do twofold for you. It's going to remind your people that you're in what? Real estate. Oh, I just got another answer. Okay. It's reminding people you're in real estate. It's reminding people that you have clients. And the second thing it does is it gives you an opportunity now when you get a vendor referral to do what? Call the vendor. Hey, Mr. I don't even remember what I was asking for. Handyman. Hey, Mr. Handyman, my name's Margaret. I'm with Keller Williams. Hey, I got your name from our mutual acquaintance friend, whatever it is, Carol. And Carol said that you are her go-to handyman. And I am looking for a handyman in my business to refer my clients to. Are you taking other clients on right now? Yep, because most of these people are going to be small business, right? And when they say yes, then you're going to say, great, can we get together, meet for coffee and talk about how we can, I want to learn about your business and we can maybe talk about how we can help each other. Okay. Now, how many of you are like, I don't want to do that, that's scary. Too many times we're like saying, I don't want to reach out to my people. I don't want to reach out to my sphere because I don't have a reason. And I just gave you a reason. Okay. Questions, thoughts? Nothing? Anybody get any responses yet? No? All right. Oh, Diane, I couldn't tell if Diana was raising her hand or if she was adjusting her camera. Awesome. Okay. All right. What else is going on? They're so quiet. You're killing me today.
Always more ways to lead generate.
Everything's an opportunity, right? Everything is an opportunity. Okay. March is the month, the only month that has action in its name. How many of you just got confused? March is the only month in the calendar that has action in its name. So what we just did with those text messages, and I'm going to assume you all did it, you just took action. We took action in this class to be able to do things, right? So what did I say the phone call letters were this week?
P and something.
Was it P&L? I'll go look. Oh, I just got 2 more responses. You guys, think about it. That was easy, wasn't it? All right, 8 people. Oh, I just got a phone call from Russia. Okay. Now, what if you took that same methodology and we said that this week's people to call or connect with in a more voice-to-voice environment were your P's and L's? So what if we immediately now went to our text messages? And what if we started calling our P's and L's with that same script? How many of you would do it? How many of you want to practice it? Okay, so I can't tell on Zoom because, oh, I lost somebody. Somebody went, uh-oh, she's gonna make me make phone calls. I'm out of here. All right, we will miss you. I'm glad you did an open house this weekend and you had a good one.
It was really good. So thank you.
Okay, all right. Chris, okay, Nikki, I know you can't role play. Christina, can you, or are you cutting hair?
Cutting
Okay.
hair, Margaret. Sorry.
That's what I thought. Okay, what I want you guys to do this week is I want you to call the P's and L's and literally do what we just did, except not on text. And if the next thing you know, you got too many handymen or too many plumbers, switch to a different vendor style. Switch to a different vendor style. Okay. Yeah. Okay. How many of you guys have tried the open house follow-up script I gave you last week? Anybody? No. All right. I'm gonna ask a question. This ought to be interesting. How many, this is a judgment-free zone. We are all friends. We all love each other and care about each other. Okay. It's March. And I'm looking at this screen and I'm looking at this room and I see people who have really big goals. Okay. It's March 6th, which means that basically our year is 25% gone. So if you take your goals, are you 25% of the way there? Right? Do you have a path to closing that 25%? Now I'm going to tell you, most people don't do their business 25% a quarter. Here's what I know. Every single one of you, even if you are at 0 for the year, and not all of you are, have time to make up that gap. My question to you is, why did you make the goal that you made? Do you remember? Right? Do you remember why closing X amount of transactions or making X amount of money was important to you? And you all have different reasons, right? So I would just ask you right now to take out a blank sheet of paper and write down at the top whatever your goal was, but I want you to say it differently. So I'm just going to use one that's simple. It's one I hear all the time. I want to be debt free. Okay. So I want you to write at the top of the piece of paper the words I am, and then whatever your reason is. Okay. I am debt free. I am leaving on a cruise and I've paid for my entire family to go. I am quitting my other job. I am buying my first home. I am. So whatever your I was, whatever it was, do you guys all remember what your reason, your purpose was this year? Do you remember what your purpose was? Okay. Every day, I want you to write that down. I am whatever it is. I am getting on a plane for Australia. I am debt free. I am, because as you continue to say the words I am, do you know what that does to you? Do you know what it tells your brain?
Confirms it.
It takes you there. All these little neurons and all these little connectors and all these little things in our brain are going to turn us around so that, oops. All these little things in our brain are going to turn us around so that we start believing it, we start acting it, and we do things to get us there, even when we don't know that we're thinking about it. It's kind of like setting whatever we do in our world, if we set an intention, it will take us there. Okay. I think the only one that worked in open house this weekend is Taylor. So everybody else that did them bailed on me. But when you go to an open house, right, you've heard me say this before, I'm going to get some leads. If you say I'm going to get some leads or I'm going to get some contacts, you're going to walk away with contacts. If you say I am going to identify someone today who's ready to buy or sell a home today, you're going to walk away with 3 buyers that are unrepresented that need you. So by doing this, we're not playing tricks on our brain, but we're reinforcing our brain to help us do those things. Okay. Now, I am debt free. What do I have to do to get there? Well, in order to get there, you have it on your GPS. So what does your GPS say? Is your GPS, if I ask all of you right now, pull out your GPS, how many of you know exactly where it is? How many of you have given me a copy of it? Nikki started laughing. I think that means I don't have a copy of it. Okay, send it to me right now. Put it in my inbox. Okay, but if I am debt free, I'm just using that one because I don't know that that's on any of you guys' list because I always want to be sensitive to that, right? I am debt free. I'm going to get there by talking to 11 people a day. So when you look at last week, did you talk to 55 people? If not, what are you going to do this week to talk to 55 people? You can't go backwards, right? Can't go backwards. But you still have plenty of time to go forwards. Right? If you've been out working open houses, do you have every single person you've ever met in an open house in command on at least a monthly neighborhood nurture of the neighborhood and surrounding neighborhoods that they were shopping in? Do you have them on an auto search in command? Because then you can see what houses they look at. Did you know that? Or do you have them on a task to call them on follow-up Wednesday or whatever your follow-up day is? Do you have a plan in your, and then my question is, when is it in your calendar to do those things? It all goes together, right? I am debt free. I'm going to have 11 conversations a day. And here's the people I'm going to talk to this week. Okay. Maybe you're not calling people. Maybe you're not talking to people because they're scary and they're mean and they're nasty and they're going to yell at you and they think that you're a horrible person. So if that's the case, those are the people you want to call anyway. But if you're not a caller, are you going to reach out to them on social media? Are you going to send them a text message and see if they know a plumber? I just got to know how many of these I got, right? This is so funny. I sent 8. I can't be the only one getting answers. 1, 2. So 4 out of the 8 have already responded. Did anybody else get responses? It's a numbers game. The more you send, the more you get. Okay. Now, one of the other big things is how many of you would like to make 100 grand this year or more? Only one? Okay. So to make $100,000, we know that, you know that Keller Williams always builds a system around everything, right? They look at data, they look at what people have in common, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. what they have identified. Diana, you heard this at family reunion. Did you hear the number 201? If not, go rewatch Gary's speech.
Okay.
Okay. 201. People that make 100,000 or more, one of the things they all have in common is they have at least 201 people in their database in command. And all of those 201 people are on an active smart plan and some kind of campaign. So how many of you, when I just said that, went 201, Margaret? I can't get to 201 people. Is anybody at 201? So we all need to grow our people, right? First of all, make sure your people in your phone actually are in your command. That's a good start. We got to find more people. And there's so many ways to get to know more people. You can go do open houses. That is going to put you in front of near-term opportunity, right? Open houses, especially if you do them when you're door knocking before and you have a good follow-up system, is going to get you business. I promise it will. Follow the model. What if you're like, I don't want to do open houses? I don't like open houses, Margaret. That's not the only way to meet people. You can meet people by finding your people. That sounds funny. Meet people by finding your people. What do I mean by that? What do you think I mean by that?
Being part of a group with like interests.
Yeah, right. Maybe you like to play pickleball. Maybe you like to do, I don't know what, where there's other people around. Sarah Miller started a silent reading group. Okay. When she first told me she was going to do that, I said, a silent reading group, what's the purpose? And the answer was to read. However, what has happened is, yeah, they all come to get together to read. But what do you think happens when you get a group of people together that are primarily female, that all have similar things in common in addition to reading books? They're not silent the whole time. They do all kinds of fun little things before they go and sit and read. And sometimes I've learned they never even sit down and read. They never get to it. Okay. They go meet at different coffee shops. They go meet in the parks. They go meet in all of these different places. And we're building connections. Right? What is your theme? Okay. You guys have heard me talk about Stacy and Ben. Stacy and Ben love to play this game called Spades. I don't know what that is. I think I need to go someday just to find out so I can talk about it smarter. Okay. But they love that game. So they created a meetup group that comes to their house, I don't know, every other week or once a month. I can't remember. It doesn't matter. And these people have come together and over years have become friends. There's 2 people in that group that Stacy has now helped buy and sell homes. And by the way, we just showed one a $2 million house last week. Now, not every organization and every group is going to result in that, but you're going to be doing things you love. Maybe you love to volunteer. Maybe you love puppy dogs. Maybe you love snakes. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you have a heart for rocking babies that are in the NICUs in the hospitals. What's your thing? What's your volunteer thing? What's your giving back to the world? Guess what? If you meet other people that have that same passion, what's going to happen? Relationships, right? So if you're stuck in a place where you're like going, I don't really want to do open houses, or I don't like doing open houses, or I don't want to go door knocking, then go get yourself so busy socially that you're putting yourself in other people. Go learn how to play pickleball. Go good. I saw something on Facebook the other day from another friend of mine, a dance studio that's actually doing adult beginner dance classes for tap, ballet, jazz, and hip hop.
Where?
I'll send it to you. Okay. Oh, I got some other dancers in the group. Okay. Text me and I'll let you know what it is. I'm not going. I'm not a dancer, but I'm gonna try and talk Andy into going. Right?
Hey, Mark. I wanted to share with you that James has been holding me accountable to my vision board. Every
Oh, what's a
time I
vision
want-
board?
My vision board is above my desk and I look at it every day. And whenever I think, oh, I want to spend money on this, that, or the other, he asks me, is that falling in line with your vision board? Is that falling in line with what you want to do this year?
Wow. I think he's a keeper,
I think so too.
right? Do you have a vision board? Right? Do you have photos of whatever we're doing this year? Right? Do we have that vision? Right? Mine's already changed since the beginning of the year, but that's okay. I don't need a second house this year. I'll wait a year. It's okay. All right. Of course, my fear is in a second year that I'm going to have to pay for a big wedding, but that's okay too. All right. So my point is, have that vision board, right? Have that in front of you, right? And maybe it doesn't happen the same year. How many of you know Val Wilson and Kevin Wilson? Have you ever heard of them? Hope so. They own our office. For years, Val has wanted a house on the beach in the Caribbean. And 2 years ago, they bought it. But her vision board was the same year after year after year after year. And Kevin jokes his vision board was Val's vision board.
It's a good joke.
It is. I don't think it was a joke. I think he enjoys it down there just as much as she does, right? But here's the thing. Not all of our vision boards have to be near term. I like to mix mine up. Near-term goals, long-term goals, right? I want to know what I'm going to do 5 years, 10 years down the future. I'm going to give you another suggested task. And this is really about mindset and knowing where you're going. And Bria was posted about this at the beginning of the year, and we do it in bold. But in bold, we write a letter to ourselves a year in advance. So if I was to tell you, I want you to write a letter dated April 1st, 2024 to yourself. Where are you? What have you done? What have you accomplished? And sometimes those are really big, right? Bria tells the story that her goal, that she found her letter that she had written in it that she was going to move to Colorado in 5 years. She made it in 5.5. Maybe you're going to have a home in Greece. Maybe you're going to have a home in Paris. I don't know. Maybe you're going to be married with 100 babies running around the house. I don't know. But sorry, Nikki. Did not mean to choke you up with that one, right? But what is it? So if you want to have some fun, write the letter, put it in an envelope, seal it up and give it to me. And I will mail it back to you a year from now. Okay? What do you guys think? All right. I'm gonna let y'all go. It's still at 10:59 anyway. Hope I get some letters that I got to mail in a year. Go out, have a great week. Engage with people, relook at those GPSs. All right. We will see you all soon. Bye.
Thank you, Margaret. Thank you.